loss, beehive average, treatment, feeding, varroa test, statistics. So let's go over all of them one by one. We'll start with ELAP-Reports. Under the ELAP-Report, you're going to see your company, your information, and a breakdown of your counties. So which county, how many hives installed per county, how many splits and losses you've seen in that county so far. Now this is per range, so if we go back and click another month, we'll see all of those numbers change. Now when you click here on the USDA format, this is what's going to give you all of your paperwork. So you'll need to enter your farm and your track number, pick any reasons that for the colony collapse disorder, pick any reasons, minimum of 3, provide any additional comments, and then generate the report. Now, I can't show you the reports because that's a lot of blurring, but you understand. When we click Export Work Report to PDF, you're going to get something a little different. This is going to be your work report. This is going to be everything that has been done. When it was done, where it was done, what the name was, how many hives installed at the end of the month. So there sometimes is a change. And any treatments, feeding, splits, losses, everything that was done. Any transfers, installs, all of that. So if the USDA ever asks you for evidence, you got it right here. Next, we're going to go into labor hours. You can see here all the names of the beekeepers. This will probably be blurred out. Their worked hours, their break time, and their effective hours. So it's all broken down. You can click on the details. They'll have their face, so the picture they take, their date and time, their comment, the same thing for their clock out, and then their break time is over here. Now, all of this can be adjusted by just clicking on anything that's blue. Anything that's blue, you'll be able to click on it, change the date, change the hour, change the minute, and everything. All of that will adjust your final effective hours. Everything will move around from what it was, so it makes it really easy. But also you can click on here and see where they were clocking in and out. They're a nice place up in North Dakota. That's where they're clocking in and out. This can be very useful for all of your H2A workers. And if you're ever in an audit and they want to know exactly where they were, well, you have exactly where they were, when they're clocking in and out, the proof that they took their break, and you have everything you need. Next, we're going to move on to the split and loss report. Split and loss just tells you exactly what you would think, how many splits and losses you had over the set period of time, and it breaks it down by county and by yard. So we got La Paz, and then we can go down, scroll down till we hit Maricopa. You can see everything here. The number of sites, the total splits, the total losses, everything is here. And you can export this to PDF and it'll give you a nice big report on that. The next one we have is your beehive averages. So this just tells you how many hives you've had, what your average was monthly. So every month, and then your annual average is all of these added up and then divided by 12 to give you your average throughout the year. Next is treatments. Treatments is very easy. Same thing with feeding. There would be almost exactly the same. It's the site, the beekeeper, what they treated for, what they treated with, and how much they treated, and then the date and time. The feeding is exactly the same. We'll just have to go back some time. So site name, beekeeper, what they fed with, whether that be syrup or pollen or honey, quantity, date and time. Now moving down to varroa test, we're going to have to jump back here. Let's do October. Yeah, here we click on October. You got the quantity of bees, the pictures of them, the varroa quantity, and then your percentage here. So we know we're at this time we're rolling 2s, 1s. This is a 6, so that's, you know, the outlier you have. So that's always good to have the pictures to be able to verify. Okay, that might be a little more, a little less than 120 bees. Sometimes they're not great at counting, so you're able to verify. You know, if you look at this picture and say, oh, no, that looks more like 300 bees and it's still just 8 varroa, well, you can adjust that yourself in your own brain and be a little less scared. And finally, we have statistics. Statistics, you just pick a period of time. So we're going to go with January of this year. And we're going to go all the way to, well, where we are now. We're going to refresh and we can see all the statistics, any beehive averages down to the day, split and losses done by month. So that's splits, this is losses. Varroa tests, you can see your percentage and how many tests you have done. You can see your feeding. So we fed a lot of syrup here, and then back in January we fed a lot of pollen. But you can also compare this range. So we can click here and compare it to last year what we did. So we can go on and find January of 2025 and compare it to April of 2025. We refresh and now you'll see two lines. So now we can see our comparatives of all the data we have of the beehive averages, the splits and losses made last year in comparison, the Varroa test, which the Varroa tests are new. Those tests came out I think in August, so we don't have that information quite yet. Any harvesting, feeding, all of that. See, so it makes it nice and easy to read and follow along. But that's been it for all the reports. If you have any questions, email me at donovan@smartbeeapp.com, DONOVAN @smartbeeapp.com, or text or call me at 602-635-0207. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.